everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg. This is my YouTube channel. Today we're going to install some new technology in the train room. What I'm going to do is I want to install a monitor where I can see it from in the room when I'm messing with the trains or whatever. And the point of that is that when I go live, I can't see the chat if I'm messing with one of the trains, and with these old guys, you're always messing with the trains. So, and I don't know that I actually will be able to read the chat from everywhere in the room, but at least I'll know that you guys are saying something or whatever. So if I miss something, please forgive me. I know if you've ever been in any of the YouTube chats, you know that they go very quickly, and it's very easy to miss something. So if I do miss something, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring your question or your comment. I promise that. Just ask again, and hopefully I'll catch it the next time. Uh, so don't anybody get your feelings hurt if that does indeed happen. So we're going to do that, and also I need to do just a little bit of cleanup in there. I'm sure we won't get done today. There's really a lot to do. I've made quite a few videos where I just kind of pushed everything aside and then did the next video, and that only works for so long. Kind of like when you were a kid and you didn't put away your toys. It's the same thing. So, all right, we're going to get started with this. But before we do, to those that have subscribed to my channel and are returning, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we recently passed the 100 member mark, or 100, not member, I guess, 100 subscriber mark. And that makes me feel really good. We got stuck at the same number for quite a while there, and that's just one of those YouTube anomalies. That it happens. It feels a little static there for a minute. So at the end of this video, yes, if you find that you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. That's the only way that we know if you guys like it or not. Frankly, I've made videos that I think, yeah, this is great. People are going to love this, and it does nothing. Then other videos, I'm like, I didn't really like this one. I don't think people are going to like this, and it does spectacularly. So really, there's no rhyme or reason that I can tell without the thumbs up. So please, if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up. Now, if you're not yet a subscriber and you're into model trains at all, especially the older ones, I have a little bit of everything. Pretty much any scale or brand that you could think of. The common ones anyway. I certainly don't have the one of one or anything like that. We're not that kind of outfit there. But if you enjoy looking at these trains, especially the older ones, or you had trains as a child, and you're my age, or even a young person, you will enjoy the channel. There's going to be something that you'll like. So go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll be notified when we put out new videos, and some are better than others. Like I said, even I'll finish a video, I'm like, oh, yuck. But anyway, but we leave them because you never know what somebody might get out of something, or what somebody might like. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but my YouTube videos are not scripted. I don't have anything written down, unless it's a value or some note that I want to make about something we're talking about. And for better or worse, that's what this is. I just I say basically what I want to say. There's not a lot of editing that goes into my videos. I'll edit out something if I think, yes, that's going to rub somebody the wrong way, or or if it's just blatantly false. That does happen, and it doesn't happen on purpose. I made a mistake the other day where I told somebody that a later Marx engine didn't have or had a U unit, and it did not. And certainly I didn't do that on purpose. But so the thing about the model train world is, let's see if I can say it correctly this time. The last video I butchered it pretty good. You should never say never, and you should never say always, because in the train world you just never know. And for multiple reasons, manufacturers or somebody modifying something or whatever, just keep you from putting your foot in your mouth, which I did pretty good the other day. All right, so enough of this, enough of me. Let's get to what you guys really came for. Like I say, we're gonna do that. It'll surprise the heck out of me if we don't play with some trains, run some trains, because it's almost impossible for me to be in that room and try to do anything and not play with the trains because, well, that's kind of the point, right? All right, with no further ado, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Hey everybody, today is cleanup day and gonna rework my setup just a little bit here. In case you didn't know, guys that do this, they actually have a fair amount of equipment and stuff to do this, so I appreciate the guys that do this for you. They appreciate you, I promise. Anyway, today we're gonna add a monitor in place of where these trains are, basically about the width of that mirror. And what that allows us or me to do is it allows me to when I live stream to be able to read you guys chat more easily, and that'll be a nice plus because otherwise I generally sit here. Okay guys, so if you didn't know, all the guys that do the YouTube channels and have the videos for you guys, and it's actually a lot of work and a little bit of an investment. You have lighting, of course, cameras, of course the one I'm holding. And then it goes from there. And then if they do any of the live, generally speaking, they have some sort of computer, of course, just a ton of cables, and that's not all of them. I mean, that's not even close to all of them. Like on this light, of course, you have lavalier microphones, one of which I'm using right now. I don't suggest these, by the way. You might notice that I'm not coming through very well. We use these for when we do the live stream. These are much better. And all kinds of switchers and converters, and of course the tried and true selfie stick. This is the emergency cutoff for the trains. As you can see, it's just a lot, and this isn't all of it. I mean, it's not even close to all of it. Mini tripod, large tripod, I mean, you name it. It's a lot. So in case you didn't know, that's what we do. That's what we've got. Most everybody that does this has probably at least this. Anyway, I think we're going to do that. We might find a better place for this camera. I don't know in the lighting. Haven't quite decided on that yet. But in any case, I do want to get the monitor up here so we can read the chat and interact with you guys just a little bit better. Of course, what that means is that all this needs to get cleaned up. It needs to be cleaned up anyway. I mean, we've got kind of stuff scattered everywhere. It kind of happens. I get excited in making these videos, and stuff doesn't get put up exactly like it should be. That's not really a good thing. In my defense, you'll notice that they're kind of everywhere. Anyway, with no further ado, let's get this little project started. We'll see where we end up, what happens. All right, let's do it. All right, so I think the first step is to get this floor cleared enough to where I can handle a monitor up here. And of course, then the next step, I guess, will be to clear these locomotives and trains and stuff off of here. I'm just going to put the locomotive in front of the crystal there. Presumably, we won't be in the dining room forever. So I mean that's the thought anyway. So hopefully it won't permanently be up there. Hopefully this isn't a permanent situation because I don't think my partner would put up with that. I'm actually surprised that put up with it until now. So all right, let me get started on this and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and I'll just say that not a lot of progress has been made, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But we do have this inner loop here cleared of all the railroad cars anyway, the little switcher and stuff we had in there. And I'll just move this stuff aside when we go to set the monitor up there. Made a little progress up here. It's slow going. A lot of the stuff wound up over here. You may be thinking, well, if somebody turns that on, you're going to be in big trouble. Well, that's a wind-up track, so it doesn't have power. It's O gauge, but it doesn't have the middle rail, so there's no possibility of it getting turned on. So that's not a bad spot to store those. Anytime you can put them on a track, I think that's probably the best thing. Now the problem has been that For instance, these were all scattered out. And these were all scattered out. Of course, the best way to put them is a train, right? Well, how can you put it down there and then not make sure it's going to work, right? I mean, these trains are kind of evil in that way. So, you got to test this one out because, you wouldn't want to turn it on someday and it just not work, right? So, yeah, all right. Yeah, that looks like it's okay. So I think you probably get the idea of how so much time has gone by now. We're not playing right now. We are cleaning. We are organizing. So yeah, so there's that one. I like to stop this guy right here. Of course, you have to position them just right so they're not in your way. The things we tell ourselves. All right, I'm seriously going to try to get back to cleaning now. Okay, guys, so I got this inner loop cleaned out, and I can easily step in here. Even my klutzy self can do this. And then I got this area here cleared off for the monitor. As you can see, I probably need to dust a little bit. Trains are not very easy to dust around. So, and of course, everything moved. Just an insane amount of stuff. I mean, really, does anybody need this much stuff? I just you put it all together and you're like, oh my goodness, I might have a problem. Is there a Trains Anonymous? Well, in any case, we're gonna go get the monitor. We're gonna set it up here. I guess we'll do, like I said, a little dusting first, and then we'll see what happens. All right, as you can see, we got the monitor up here, and one of the problems is, I guess, is these lights are gonna glare on it a little bit. They're pretty bright, so we might have to do something with that. But otherwise, we can work around that, I suppose. So I guess it's time to pull this back where it goes, put all the stuff back in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, as you can see, I got everything back basically the way it goes. Like there's any particular way that it goes, but that's the way that I prefer it. So that's the way I did it. Of course, we got the TV set up here, or the monitor, however you want to say it. It's just a cheap Vizio TV. It's nothing special. And then, of course, we got this back in order. The room is a little cleaner, although if you look here and there, you'll see some stashes that didn't quite get done. About out of energy on this project for the day. But, the saying goes that all work and no play. You know the rest. So what do you say? We've got to test this stuff out, right? So, all right, I've got my Santa Fe ABA on here, and I don't know if you recall, but I couldn't determine what brand this was. It's a brass base frame. There you go, brass frame with a plastic shell, and nobody seemed to quite know what it was. I just noticed that it has Athearn couplers. So unless somebody's changed the couplers, I'd say that's a pretty good indication of what brand it is. Kind of hard to believe that I didn't see that before, but hey, whatever. Just noticed that there's a there's a loose wheel here. I'm not quite sure where that goes. I guess that lends to the authenticity. I don't know. But anyway, let's see what happens. All right. Well, first off, what happened is my Santa Fe ABA decided that it was going to just come disconnected real quick like. Well, let's just get that back connected. All right, I don't think we'll have any problems now. Let's see. This is why you have to test this stuff, right? All right, that looks pretty cool. And over here we have the Atlas. This was one of my very first locomotives, and the very first locomotive that I purchased for my own money. It makes it quite old because I was like 12 or 13 maybe when I did that. So it's been repowered once. Not as fast as it used to be, but it's still pretty nice. Works flawlessly, very smooth. All right. So I alluded to the fact that I had to put together some trains. So I think we probably need to test those out too, right? Because that's just the way things work. So all right, I've got this MTH with my Williams passenger cars behind them. These Williams passenger cars have to go in like a specific order. I mean, originally they didn't, but the way that I have them set up and the couplers are kind of weird. They have to go in a certain order, and I'm not really certain that I have them in that order. But so if they come apart, well, or if they come uncoupled from one another, that's why. So let's start this up, and maybe it'll work just long enough for the video. That would be nice. I can't tell you guys how many times that things have worked just long enough for the video. It's all right. There we go. We're not going to make it any faster than that. There's no reason to tempt any fate. So one of the interesting things that happened while I was doing this little project is that for months now, we did the video on repairing the Royal Blue, and then suddenly it just decided it wasn't going to be a participant in our videos. It just it refused to go. And interestingly enough, today, now watch, it won't work. Today it's just decided that okay, I want a little attention too. So let's see. Oops, that's the wrong control guy. All right, so just click to reverse. Here goes reverse. Now, if it clicks reverse, we'll know it's good. I don't believe it did, but let's see. Oh, it did. All right, well, this is the first time. This is the first time the Royal Blue has worked in quite some time, and there is no explaining it. It just happened that way. All right, the other one that we put together today was this pre-war, and I combined two sets. This is a Lionel 240 that we recently got and serviced, and it works pretty well. It's really not designed to pull this much, but since I cheated and I tested it earlier, I can tell you that it does. Now, if I can get around there, I'll turn it on, because you want to test that one too, right? Got to test these things out. We're not playing, we are testing. Remember that. So, all right. This control for this one is over here. Inexplicably, I can't tell you why some are over there and some are over there. Well, actually, yes, I can, because the whole thing evolved. It started over here, and then it kind of crept its way over there, and yeah. So that's the way that happened. All right, so let's zoom this out just a little bit so we can get a little bit better perspective. And I apologize, I am holding the camera as opposed to all right, as opposed to it being on the tripod. Now, thinking about these pre-war is, you saw how fast he spooled up. On these modern transformers, they have a few more amps. That's an understatement, by the way, than the original. So you kind of got to watch that they don't fly off the track. So, all right, I can't believe that this Royal Blue is still working. That's just a little crazy. And of course, our little town over there. Now, I think maybe I can read the monitor from over here, or I'll have a better chance of it anyway. I can at least see that somebody's doing something. So that works. All right, well, I think that's all I played with. Oh, I did mention that I guess I'll just show you all this stuff over here on the wind-up tracks. Like I was saying earlier, this is just the O-gauge track that doesn't have a center rail, which Marx made. Well, a couple other manufacturers made it as well for their wind-up versions of the train. When you can find this stuff, it's pretty handy to have if you want to display or whatever. I've noticed that either people are really, really proud of it or they're giving it away. So I find the ones that are giving it away. And of course, because you're not going to be running anything on this, it doesn't have to be just like pristine or anything. It can be a little grungy. And of course, you can always paint it if you like it, and there's not going to be current going through it anyway. All right, guys. Well, I think I've said and done enough today. This video might be quite long. I don't really know, but I feel like we got a lot done. I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to because, yes, we did stop and we played. But, what good is this if you can't play with it, right? All right, guys. Well, I think this is about it for now. If you like the video, be sure and give it a like. Uh, I think I heard earlier on another YouTube uh, producer's producer, content creator. There we go. Uh, that it costs nothing. No, it costs you guys nothing. It really does. And it tells us if you liked it, if you hated it. That's how we gauge what we do. The interesting thing about making these videos is really you never know how they're going to do. I mean, some of the ones I finished, I was like, God, that was really horrible, and they do really well. And others, I was like, man, this is great, and then they do very poorly. So it's really hard to gauge unless you guys give us some sort of indication if you liked it or not. Now, if you're not a subscriber yet, and you liked what you saw, you need to subscribe. As far as I know, I'm the only one that runs these older trains like this, and maybe that's a plus, maybe that's a minus. It just depends upon what you like to see. But, there's certainly other folks too. But if you like mine, subscribe. Hey, once again, it costs you nothing. All right, guys. Until next time, GGS Railways out. Peace.